In terms of us as models as well, we're now not just seen in magazines, but we're held up as role models for people who are acting themselves as models on social media, and we all have a platform now to live the life that we could only dream of with social media. And perhaps that means that the influence of a model is stronger than it ever was before, because anybody can adopt that lifestyle and play that role. Therefore, I think it's really, really important for us as models to let people know that it's not all it's not all completely rosy, and there are difficulties with it. With the Be Well Collective, as models, we get the support that perhaps we didn't previously have, and therefore the education and the knowledge to then project outward to the people that are following us on social media and that are perhaps aspiring towards the job themselves. Previously, it was an inaccessible industry. You were either a model or you weren't. Therefore, any problems associated with modelling were exclusively held by models. That's been blown wide open now, and all of the issues that affect models can affect absolutely everybody else, because we all appear publicly every single day. 10 times a day people are uploading their Instagram pages and their stories, and that's their image being projected in the same way that a model would project their image. So it's really important that we make sure that people are well covered when it comes to their mental health, particularly models, so that those messages can be translated and transmitted throughout society. I think across life in general, it's very difficult to be a guy and talk about any issues they may have with mental health or body image or anything like that, because as kids we were told fundamentally to man up, basically. So whether we were angry, upset, tired, frustrated, or whatever emotion it is that we were feeling, we were just told to man up. And as kids, we didn't learn what to do with those emotions. So as adults, we don't know what to do with those emotions. This is a society thing. This is a thing that affects men in society in general. As a model, you're still a man in society. However, as a model, you are probably exposed to more, slightly more exposing situations. My first job was, or my big break was to pose naked on the cover of GQ. I couldn't have been more exposed. And I'm fortunate that I have a good sense of self, but I understand that I certainly hadn't been given the tools, or certainly hadn't learnt the tools to deal with any issues I may have had in that situation with body image. Embarrassment even. You're not allowed to be embarrassed as a guy. We weren't taught what to do when you were embarrassed. You're just told to man up. So yeah, sitting on a stool naked in front of a studio full of people, knowing that this image is going on a cover of a magazine round the world, that could have caused me some issues. Like I said, I think I'm fortunate enough that I maybe I'm not, maybe I'm being a man and just covering up what I thought about that situation. But it worked out okay for me. I can understand completely why those situations might not work out well for other people. Because as a model, you do find yourself in some very unusual, sometimes exposing, even within the realms of complete safety and decency, it's still out of the ordinary. And we certainly haven't been given the tools to deal with that. And there's nobody really to talk to until the Be Well Collective came along.